Hello and Namaskar. India's neighborhood presently is rather fragmented. After Afghanistan and Sri Lanka, Bangladesh is the third neighbor witnessing a regime change ridden with violence and unrest, with similar playbook. A popular uprising against an unpopular leader, followed by his or her fleeing, mobs taking over the parliament and the palace spaces, loots, vandalizing, and destroying public property with security forces nowhere in sight. Sheikh Haseena, a friend of India, ruled Bangladesh for 15 years, in which Bangladesh saw its peak of growth and development. The economy boomed, and Bangladesh was the only country in the region after India that grew at the rate of 6% and was said to be the fastest growing economy of the world as per rating agencies. Haseena ruled with a heavy hand, as the opponents say. Freedom of speech was curbed, opposition was bombarded with legal litany and put behind bars, some even fled to outside countries. Unemployment rose, and quota was the nail in the coffin. People, including students, saw Haseena as a dictator. The protests were the result of pent up anger of last few years. Bangladesh is a country with huge strategic importance. Bay of Bengal in the south falls in the larger region of the Indian Ocean. An island called Saint Martin's is a bone of contention of the superpowers that be. Haseena was and is a pro-India leader. She smartly played up both US and China, both vying for a hold on the Indian Ocean with military bases, capacity building, and reconnaissance exercises. The opposition in Bangladesh have shown enough signs of anti-India sentiment, and therefore anything to topple Haseena would have been advantage both the powers. Haseena's hastened return from a visit to Beijing, where she went seeking an assistance of $5 billion, followed by the Teesta project, which landed in India's lap just before she demitted office, was a sign enough of anti-China sentiment. As for US, thanks to its rivalry and China with China and its nature of not being able to see popular governments last 3 or 4 terms, the unseen hand of US is said to have worked its way. In an interview with the Economic Times, Haseena said, I would have remained in power if I had surrendered the sovereignty of St. Martin Island and allowed America to hold sway over the Bay of Bengal. I beseech to the people of my land, please do not allow to be manipulated by radicals. She was insistent that this regime change in Dhaka was the mastermind of Washington. On the other hand, the deep state of Pakistan has always had a stake in Bangladesh. Experts say Pakistani agencies and Bangladesh's opposition have been in cahoots with the radicals in creating political ruckus and religious stir to keep unrest fomenting. Having its vested interest in Bangladesh, for its for its yesteryear's linkages, Pakistan's intentions can be more than clear. Even after 10 days of anarchy, a hopeful interim government may be in place with a leader of people's choice. But what is disturbing is the communal targeting. Hindus are being attacked, looted, and even killed. Temples are torched as hundreds of Hindus are desperate to cross across the border into India. Mohammad Yunus, the caretaker premier, has appealed for peace and protecting the minorities. But contrarily, there are reports on social media that also amplify how Muslims are protecting Hindus and their properties from arsonists. It will be seen how the Indian government reacts to this. With Haseena still on Indian soil, um, mm, uh, India is on the razor's edge to balance the goodwill of the people of the country of Bangladesh, with which we have cultural and social linkages that go back to ages. So now, how is India affected by a nation and which is an important neighbor turned upside down? Well, Bangladesh under Haseena was a bankable friend of India. Mohammad Yunus, who is a Nobel laureate, very distinguished person, and a very popular person as well, comes with a balanced approach, but a little US bent. The opposition with BNP and Jamaat-e-Islami have shown antagonistic signs from earlier times. The work of this interim government will be to see elections are held in the country and that peace and stability returns. A stable Bangladesh is in India's favor. Unrest in Bangladesh will increase immigration and Indian uh, borders into India. States like West Bengal, Tripura, Nagaland, Manipur, Meghalaya may see exodus with extremist elements in company. Many joint and bilateral projects may suffer. Above all, our policy of people centric assistance and development will depend on the decision makers' leanings. The best bet is to see what is in India's best interest. Pragmatism is in moving forward, accepting the reality. There is no other alternative than to engage with the government of the day. By that logic, if the world can engage with Taliban, a democratic semblance of an interim government here should not be possible. But it will be prudent that Delhi take a strategic overview of where its interests lie in this paradigm shift. Thank you.